Hey, welcome to the Happy Rant podcast. I am Ted Cluck, joined as always in studio by my good friends and partners in radio, Barnabas Piper and Father Christmas, Ronald J. Martin. Boys, we have much to discuss today, including our love of Lagares Roasters coffee. If you haven't done so already, run, don't walk to Lagares Roasters. A percentage of each purchase you make will contribute to us. So it's cause marketing. 'Tis the season. Go to lagaresroasters.com and buy some Happy Rant signature blend. And Piper, I want to get right into this.
Hey, I have a quick question for you. Speaking of cause-related things, so there's this, I don't know if it's a heinous trend or mildly annoying or somewhere in between, but on social media, people donate their birthdays to a cause now. That's sort of a thing that people do.
I had no idea.
Wow. So people who would otherwise have not even remembered their birthday or given them a gift are now guilted into giving like 75 cents to the Humane Society or something like that. Sure. I wonder if we could just get all of our listeners to donate their birthdays to us.
That would be great.
Could you donate your birthday to the Happy Rant podcast?
Yeah.
I feel like it's a worthy cause, maybe more so than like the cat shelter that I saw somebody trying to get money raised for.
I love it. I
don't know, just throwing that out there. I feel like as long as we're sort of, doing leadership coaching and venturing into entrepreneurial things,
Absolutely.
This seems like just a logical next step.
Dude, as long as we're writing on glass and setting our goals for the next year, 2019.
Yeah, exactly. I have a nice clear glass board up on my wall, and I'm gonna write, get birthdays donated.
Dude, me too. I'm gonna make
my goal.
flow charts and all sorts of things for 2019. But let's.
Hey, can I ask? Can I ask where you get one of those? Where do you get one of those clear gold setting boards? Because I want to buy one.
Baby, you want to do some writing on glass, some big strategic planning there at Substance?
Yeah, I do. I totally want to do that. Yeah, because I have we're hiring some new staff in this next year, and I need to have one of those for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you need to have one because you need to use it, or because you need to look the part when they show up?
I mean, obviously the latter, but I still need to find where to buy the thing.
I bought one that actually
need to have it up there
with like the hustle and bustle of other hipster people in the background of like an office setting. So if you're really ambitious, you can get like the whole background of like the the abandoned loft space that you work in. That's super creative, but there are various levels.
So I want it
various levels.
I want the combo. So I want the clear thing, right? But then we'll frame it with some barnwood or something.
Yeah, of course you will. What are we, animals?
Yeah, I wonder if there are like I wonder if you can get like reclaimed windows.
Just
to use for that, to kind of go with the reclaim
pipe. That's absolutely brill, man. I can't believe you just came up with that. That's a fantastico idea.
Maybe you actually.
Well, I was really depressed because my first thought was like, well, there's like Office Depot, and then I'm like, that's so far below Ronnie that I couldn't even say those words out loud to you in good conscience, and so it has to be a reclaimed window.
Well, Pipe, we have from somewhere. We have like 9 of them from our like Christmas Eve decorations from 2017. I mean, I just gotta walk into our storage closet. I mean, I have them.
What would be sweet is like a reclaimed windshield from a truck or something, and hang that up because it's it just sort of adds a whole different aesthetic to the office.
Piper, do you think that Ronnie's storage closet at Substance just looks like backstage at a Wes Anderson movie? You know what I mean? Just hipster ephemera.
You guys, I'm not kidding. I'm going to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a picture of it tomorrow, and I'm going to send it to you guys. And you are so far on the mark right now, Big T.
No,
you don't even know it. You don't even know it.
Baby, speaking of being on the mark, I want to talk about something, and I want to discuss it with the three of you. And it pertains to Ron Martin, Pipe,
or the two of us.
The three of you, right? Baby, it concerns your Christmas letter, which was less of a letter and more of just a poster featuring an image of yourself, and then on the back another image of yourself.
It was a reversible poster.
It was a reversible poster in which it was basically two versions of the same pose. And this raised the question here amongst the staff of the Happy Rant. What are our Christmas letter philosophies? And Big R, I think you're the only one out of the three of us that sends something out at Christmas. Piper, I want you to describe Ron's Christmas letter because this is radio and not television, and then walk us through your own Christmas letter philosophy.
Yeah, so like we said, it was a reversible poster. So it was I would consider it an oversized card.
Yeah.
So it holds a prominent place on my refrigerator right now, which I can't see. So I'm doing this all from memory, but it was so memorable. I think I can get it pretty much correct. And so it was Ron and Big M in two very, very different sort of poses, both sort of candid and showing different sides of their personality.
Oh, baby, that was the least the least candid thing ever, though. There was very much a photo shoot involved.
Yeah, well, sure, but it was like a super candid photo shoot. Yeah, like stock photo candid.
Sure.
But here's the thing:
easy.
They're such beautiful people that they can pull off like the stock photo candid thing kind of perfectly. And so
beautiful
Ronnie
people, absolutely delighted with the way they look, just thrilled.
Yes, I mean, if you look like sort of the perfect Christmas couple, why would you not send out a reversible poster?
Dude, I'd send one out every week.
Looking just like that.
I'd send one out just for minor holidays too, like Columbus Day.
I feel like Ronnie should do one of these. He should do like an advent calendar of
himself.
So it's 25 days of the perfect Christmas.
Boys, I'm writing Harvest House for my Christmas follow-up right now about
25 Days of Ron by Harvest House. I love it.
But I think that the part that really sealed the deal, well, there was two things. One was Ronnie was wearing the perfect shirt, which is the black and red, flannel,
hipster
the
Christmas
large
flannel.
check kind of. Just it's the classic like faux lumberjack, pseudo Christmassy, just
Nashville Christmas,
festive all around.
Yeah.
The other was that he did the classic Ronnie duck lips on one of the sides of this poster. That's the side that I am displaying on my fridge because that's the Ronnie I want to remember always.
Of course it is. In case you've forgotten what he looks like, he sent you a handy reminder, a handy Christmas reminder.
I will also say that my kids, every time I put up a Christmas card, of which I've put up like 3 because I don't get sent very many, my kids ask, "Who is this?" But with Ronnie, they said, "Who is this?
Who does this guy think he is?"
There was a much different, sort of overwhelmed, mildly incredulous tone to it, as opposed to like the, "Oh, who's this dude you probably work with?" And then I told them it's somebody I podcast with, and then their next question was, "Is he funny?" So apparently you give off vibes of funny to 9-year-olds, Ron.
That's fascinating.
I think that's a good thing.
I think it is a good thing.
We could do a whole episode on your daughter's reactions to this Christmas card.
That's true.
Now, I don't know about you, Pipe, but for me, like I can set my watch by like the various personas of people in my life and what their Christmas card is going to look like. Like sometimes you get the like the long sort of blow by blow recap of all the fabulous things that I've done during the year. Sometimes it's just like, look at how amazing I look, which is Ron's Christmas card philosophy. Now, Piper, have you ever sent one of these?
It didn't really have any words on it, because I think it said like "Merry Christmas from the Martins," which is a wonderful greeting. But I don't think there was no accompanying read about.
No, it said "Happy Christmas."
It was just very clearly like this photo is worth 1,000 words, and it's 2-sided, so you get 2,000 words of Martin just right.
It's
here.
Happy Christmas because Ron's in his like being British phase, I think. Isn't that what they say?
I'm always in my being British phase, baby.
Of course, baby. Of course.
And it did have a quote from the song "I Heard the Bells" on the back.
Now, Ron, talk us through this. Have you guys always sent out like just kind of the self poster for Christmas, or have there been other iterations of this? Have you ever done a letter? Have you done like just a more standard, kind of quote unquote family Christmas card? What's been the evolution of this thing for you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's like, fellas, it's just a photo at the end of the day. I mean,
it's 2 photos.
I mean,
don't sell yourself short. Two large photos. Just a photo. First of all, it's 2 photos.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's not just a photo.
I mean, it was I'm not even going to explain how we got to it because it doesn't matter. But we've always done a photo. Mm-hmm. We've never done a letter. One year, check this out. So one year we did do a letter, but it was a faux letter, and it was like saying all this crazy stuff that didn't actually happen. Ooh. And so it's kind of funny, like faux letter. Yeah. And this was a long time ago. And literally one person actually like called me after they got the card, and they said, "Dude, are you okay?" Because they like took it seriously.
Yeah, now Christians don't do funny, baby. So
right, exactly.
You mishandled
it was
your
one of those things.
Yeah,
I totally mishandled. But yeah, we've always done a photo, and last year we didn't do a photo. We had somebody like draw us. So just to bring it up a notch for you boys, we had somebody like to actually do like a drawing.
Now is it going to be an oil
M,
painting next year? Are we going to get each a little canvas in the mail?
That would be fantastic.
Suitable for mounting over the fireplace, Piper.
That I would love. Are you an oil painting? That would be that's the stuff that my dreams are made of.
An oil painting of my favorite person. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you should get Megan Tennant to draw your Christmas card for next year.
The thing is,
she has Happy Rant illustration. I think it would be perfect.
I'm not so into funny though at Christmas, so that's where
Apparently your audience isn't either. So.
I know I get a little squeamish with funny at Christmas. I'm too serious about Christmas.
Baby, so if you're not so into funny, like how would you characterize the mood or the tone of the card that you sent out? Like
well, dude,
on the
festive,
spectrum,
right? It's festive. Yeah, it's like light. It's like. I mean, it's like the sesh was like, we didn't even know we were taking pictures. That's how natural it was, right?
The hipster photographer.
Yeah, we went to this. You're going to love this, baby. Listen, true story. No, we went to this little, I'm not lying, boys. I went to this farm-to-table craft show.
Of course you did.
And this woman had this little thing set up. Big M looks at me and goes, do you just want to do the Christmas photos now or should we wait? I said, now sounds fantastic. So we literally stood up there. I'm not kidding. We did like 10 poses, 10 shots. That was 2 of them. Boom, done.
Wow. Now, was there a long meeting between the 2 of you to pick out like the best shot?
Only 2 hours.
Okay. 2 hours. Clear the schedule for the afternoon. Hold all my calls.
Only 2 hours, 3 fights, 7 disagreements. And then we slept on it, woke up in the morning, had another deliberation, decided on
prayed about it.
Which of you two is the always hates every picture of themselves? Because I feel like in every family there's one of those.
I think
neither. No, Pipe. You should know who that is because I think he's one of your co-hosts. So
I assumed as much, but also
I thought you were asking between Ron and Big M.
I was.
Yeah, and
Big M is dude. No. Big M is way more photogenic than I am. I'm not just saying that either. She really is. Whereas me, like I have to pick ones that are just on the spot, right? And so I have to be a little more critical than she does. I'm not Big M. I'm not beautiful, boys. I'm a man. I'm a lumberjack.
Feel like you're digging for compliments.
I'm not at all.
A little bit. Listeners, please tweet at Ronnie that he is in fact beautiful. Just do it in a really not creepy way, please.
I mean, you are the only 2 men that have called me beautiful this year, so let me just put it out like that.
Really?
Well.
Yeah. Believe it or not, like my congregation, like nobody goes around calling me beautiful. Hey, Ronnie, that was a great sermon, and you're beautiful.
Let me ask you one more question because I think maybe like your Christmas card philosophy is going to diverge a little bit from what's typically seen in the Midwest. Like, have you gotten any responses from Midwesterners on like really interesting poster of the 2 of you? Or do they know you well enough by this point to know that's
well, baby, I'm not really getting the whole poster thing that you guys keep bringing up. But we've gotten every time someone gets our card, I feel like we get like a text, and everybody's they dig it. I don't know.
Well, there you have it, Piper.
I don't know what to say. You guys.
Man,
it's awkward. You guys have put me in an awkward place. I don't know what to say. It's just a card.
We did it. We put him in the awkward place, Piper. Well, let's.
It's just a card that
succeeded.
It's just a card that we take 11 months to plan every year.
Exactly. It's just a card that we fell into by going to a hipster farm to table.
We really did, dude. That is absolutely the truth, man. We literally fell into this one. Usually, it's like this whole thing where we got to go take it and everything. I was so pumped that we just sort of did it. On the spur of the moment, and Big M liked it, and we were good and ready to go.
So you wouldn't say that this was a goal that you'd set like last New Year's? You didn't set this goal?
No, it's not a goal if it's a standard, right? It's not a goal if it's something you accomplish every year without even having to plan it.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Not at all.
So this didn't involve goal setting of any kind, which is a thing that we want to talk about. That's our second topic, so radio segue. Do you boys set goals for the new year? So... Piper, let's start with you. We talked a little bit off the air about writing on glass and how to make that happen and goal setting and leadership and all these things that just the 3 of us as business moguls are passionate about. What does that look like for you, Piper?
See, I do set goals. I have no glass boards to write them on, but
well, that's a problem.
I'm not I'm not a naturally organized person, which means that I have to try really hard to keep anything in order.
Pipe, that surprises me.
Well,
yeah, I'm surprised by that.
I've learned how to.
You strike me as being like uber organized. That would have been my impression.
I agree.
Wow.
Well, I have two very different sets of genetics. You know, my dad is a robot, which means that he is as organized as you'd expect a robot to be, and my mom is call her a bit more free-spirited when it comes to just sort of like she'll just jump at whatever opportunity comes up and take travel, adventure, writing a book, whatever. And so I'm of two minds. But I set goals because it's the only way that I can make sure I follow through on stuff.
Yeah.
I just tend to start things and then not finish them otherwise. So it's not goal setting in this for the sense of like achievement as much as these are the things I want to make sure I follow through on this year, if that makes sense. Yeah. So whether it's reading goals or fitness goals or whatever, it's just being consistent in stuff. That's my philosophy of goal setting. So it's much less about looking back and going, look at all that I accomplished this year, and much more about I fulfilled the things that I wanted to be consistent in.
Yeah, there you go. What about you, Big R? Goals?
Yeah, I think mine are more like I have stuff in my head. I'd like to see maybe this, kind of unfold. I'd like to see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really write anything down. I've never been one of those guys necessarily. I just always have a couple of things in my head where I'd be like, it's mainly project stuff or it's artistic stuff typically. I don't know, but I've never been a massive, it's usually like, man, I just want to I want to get into like a new routine. Like I would love to like change my routine a little bit. So it's really mundane stuff for me. It's none of it's ever like I always try to avoid the super like epic like, oh man, I'm gonna do this and that and this is gonna change and this time next year this will be completely 180'd and I've always tried to avoid that because it's just I would at least like to dream about things that might have the potential of coming true, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I think for me, if you set moderate goals and you do it sort of year after year, so I don't know, this may be my fourth or fifth year of doing it with any intentionality, you do end up accomplishing much bigger things. So if your goal is to write a book, maybe write a book is not the right goal, but like finish a proposal and submit it is the right goal. And then the next year it's, take the next step or something like that. And then over the course of time, you look back and you're like, oh, I did the creative thing that I wanted to set out and do, or I did accomplish something bigger. But it's much more, it's almost like a to-do list for me in that way. Just sort of, these are the things that I need to be, like the steps I need to take this year to keep moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I like it, man. I think it's good. What about you, baby? Are you a...
Baby, I'm not a goal setter.
I'm guessing you're not a goal setter.
No, man. I just get more work and then do the work. Like I just feel like that's how it's always been. And
you let it come to you.
No. I mean, I go out and hustle a little bit for the work, but especially earlier on. But my goal I think has been the same for like the last 5 years, which is I just want to be part owner of a minor league baseball team, baby. That's all I want. It's a modest goal, just something small.
Take it,
Take it small. Start slow. That's right. Just manageable little chunks. So, like the glass board that I have in my office where I do just all my brainstorming and my chart drawing and my strategic planning.
Do you have lots of quadrants?
Dude, I got quadrants. I got arrows. I've got flow charts. But really, all it says is minor league baseball. And I don't even have to erase it and rewrite it from year to year. It just
baby, would you consider the Toledo Mud Hens?
I just erased the year, yeah. So like I now I'll just put a 9 after the 1, and I'll be good to go for the year. So I've really streamlined that. It's good time management by me, I think. So, baby, you had a question?
Baby, would you consider the Toledo Mud Hens?
Baby, are you kidding me? I mean, that's like a dream.
I'm just asking. I don't know where your standards are at. I'm just asking.
The Manhattan of Upper Ohio. I mean, of course I would. To own a baseball team in that thriving market, baby, we could have all the tortilla soup we wanted in downtown Toledo.
Oh my goodness!
It would be like a dream. So
all the tortilla tomato soup we wanted.
So yeah, that's it. So any right cold. That's just a culinary delight there in the greater Toledo area. So any reps from the Toledo Mud Hens. Or any other minor league baseball organization, just bring me on board as a minority owner. and you'll fulfill a dream. I can check that off my glass board finally.
Not to be confused with an owner who is a minority, because
no.
Ted is still middle-aged white and Baptist.
Absolutely, the devil. So a middle-aged white heterosexual Baptist devil. Like if that's what you're looking for, then
okay. So here's my question.
It fits perfectly in the world of baseball.
Absolutely,
it actually does.
Absolutely.
Here's my question though for you boys: this what if you weren't ashamed or afraid to make just an outrageous, kind of going off of what you just did, Big T, which is part owner in a minor league baseball team. Like, what would be a goal that you wish you could set or you would like to set, even though you know it would never come to fruition?
Yeah, it's a good question, baby. What about you, Pipe?
It's like playing hot potato here.
It is
passing around the terrifying question.
It is.
What thing that I would just sort of dream of?
Something audacious, man. Something outlandish.
Yeah, maybe not even a dream. Just it doesn't even have to be a dream as much as it's something like if you knew you said it, it would never come true. It might not even have to be that crazy. You just know you would never really do it.
Or like, this is the one thing that would get you excited, that would get like the blood.
Yeah, you would love to do it. Like you would love to want to do it, but you're old enough now to know not to set it because you just know at this point it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm in the past. It probably would have been like a career as a coach of some kind, which I guess that's still on the table. Like, I guess I'm not so old that I couldn't still dream about that. But yeah, so switching jobs to be a high school football coach or something like that would be on the table for me. Or writing fiction is the other one, because that is something that I think about often and never ever do because it terrifies me.
I like it, Pipe. I like it. What about you, Big R? What's the audacious one?
Maybe I should start with a Christmas novel. Maybe that's
there you go. There you go.
Well, Pipe. I mean, I think that's what's so crazy is I think I have the same. I mean, so I finished one Christmas novel that got rejected by everybody because it didn't have a Christmas novel title, and so I've been a little slow on. I don't know if I want to say. I don't know if I want to say.
Yeah, you don't have to say. Yeah, definitely don't.
But I probably will say in a minute. But anyway, so I'm writing. I'm writing the new one, which is about as Christmassy and titled as you can possibly get. But I just I'm
Christmas Socks? Is it that?
No, it's called The Christmas Song.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know a lot of mystery there, a lot of intrigue. But I'm literally probably 40% done with it. I got the whole, I know where everything's going. Mm-hmm. When I actually write it, it goes quickly, and I just can't get myself to get down and finish that thing. I mean, it might have to do with the other 94 things I got going on in my life. But I would love to just get down in that thing, wrap it up, and just start getting the rejection letters.
Absolutely.
Again, just
get to that. That's invigorating.
Absolutely.
That makes you feel good. Mm-hmm. Baby, what are you drinking there in the studio? I'd love to do that.
I got a little pomegranate fizz, a little pommy.
Ooh, a little pommy. Now
that sounds heinous.
Is that LaCroix? Is that a LaCroix flavor?
No, it's not. It's legit. It's legitimate, delicious pomegranate, high-end soda.
Ooh, locally sourced pomegranate.
And by high-end, it means I paid a lot of money for it.
Yeah. Did you get it at the same place where you got your hipster poster taken? Farm to table?
No, but something
farm to table,
but something similar. Yeah, something similar. Yeah.
Farm to bottle.
So
I like it.
Farm to bottle. Right.
Boys, you know what? You know what our listeners liked? They really liked our theologian name generator. They had a lot of fun with that, and what's more, they sent us a lot of feedback on it. And it's funny, the shows, boys, that listeners like a lot. And this last one that we dropped last week was one that they loved. And, I didn't necessarily wrap that episode thinking, oh my gosh, this is amazing. That's gold. Later.
Does that ever happen with this show?
Later on, I mean, after I review the tapes, as you guys do, because we're pros in this business, we pour over the tapes and break them down and really study. I think I realized we had something magical there in the can. But our listeners liked it, and they sent us a lot of their theologian names. So if you guys are okay with it, I want to run down a few of these, a few of the better contenders, and get your feedback on whether or not it works as a theologian name. Okay, I'm going to start with, let's see, Clybourne Goldsworthy Bertolini. Clybourne Goldsworthy Bertolini. What are your thoughts on that as a theologian name?
See, the first two, Clybourne, Goldsworthy, that goes so well together. Then you add on the Bertolini, and I'm like, wait a minute, is this like an upper crust Englishman or like an Italian dock worker?
Dude, right? It's like an English.
Want some pasta?
Like an English person and an Italian married. Like it was almost pretentious enough, and then the last name kind of brings it down a little bit.
Yeah, somebody's family is very disappointed in them for that marriage. That's what that name leads me to believe.
Dude, they married for love.
In-laws who are real upset about that.
They married for love, and God bless those kids. You know, they're gonna make it. That could be this could be a premise for a Christmas novel. Big R. You know, British guy visiting the States. You know, working through some stuff over Christmas, meets a nice Italian girl. I don't know. Things happen. Or it would be the other way around.
It's like the movie The Holiday, except you like PG, because we were going to publish this in the Christian market.
Absolutely. Right? It wouldn't have a few things.
It has to have no content.
No, by PG, content. You mean G.
That's right.
Exactly. PG is really pushing the envelope. Yeah.
Now, I got one that I want to drop on you guys. Princeton Beaky. What do we make of this?
So that one came in from one of our followers whose Twitter name is not Joel Beakey, so he's pretending to be Joel Beakey.
Uh-huh.
And his comment on it was, if this seems a little bit self-congratulatory, well, I am reformed.
Of course.
Wow. So I enjoyed that.
I didn't know you pronounced it Beaky. Is it really Beaky or Beak?
I have no idea. I'm probably getting it wrong.
I'm going with Beaky.
Beaky sounds funnier.
Who is Joel Beakey? Yeah, what's his deal? Like, what's the real Joel Beakey known for?
He's a Ligonier guy, isn't he, Pipe?
He's at... Where is he? He's at a reform school in Michigan, I think. But nice. He writes on the Puritans and all. I mean, just very, very Puritan theology.
Very straight down the fairway reform stuff. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Boys, this just came to mind, and I know I've told the story on the podcast before, but the best Christmas photo I ever saw, I think it was... it was Sproul. You mentioned
absolutely.
You mentioned 100%. Sproul. Yeah. So I was at
Yes.
KDY's house. This had to be like 8 years ago up in Michigan. I was hanging out with KDY, looking at we were standing around in the kitchen, and he had gotten a Christmas letter from Sproul. And the picture on the cover, it was Sproul in like a king's chair. Like what do they call the chair that the throne? Yeah, he was sitting on a throne. With like a huge like Great Dane sitting like regally beside him.
No,
yes,
he was not.
Baby, as
funny?
I sit here, this was a Christmas.
No, he did not have a Great Dane.
I'm Googling this because somebody had to have posted this somewhere.
No, this was a real thing. So it was Sproul in a throne with a huge like this Great Dane had to weigh 2 bills. Huge Great Dane.
That's
sitting
incredible.
With the bearing of a king next to Sproul, and then the wife like at the shoulder. You know what I mean? The wife standing at the shoulder.
Vesta.
Oh, and
Vesta
it was
Sproul.
Just money. It was really, really incredible. So that's something to aspire to, baby, for future.
Dude, if there was anybody that could pull that off, it was RC, man.
Dude, he totally pulled it off.
Is there anybody else that could do that in this community? But
dude,
Sproul?
I don't think so. It was just nicely done, man. Nicely done.
I mean, dude,
he is
the king of Reformed theology, man. He's the. Although I don't know, he wasn't number one on the list, though, was he, baby?
No, he wasn't.
I mean,
no, he wasn't.
So I don't even know why I just said that.
Baby, let me lay another name on you. This one I think has legs, boys, in sort of the hipster sojourn kind of way. So if you're a rising theologian in that space, as you are, Big R, this could have name potential. Kansas Spurgeon Ballard.
Yeah,
Kansas
that almost sounds believable. Given how everybody like makes up their names for their kids now, that thing sounds almost believable.
Kansas Spurgeon Ballard sounds like the guy who's just like a little too young. You know what I mean? Like he's 29. He's dropped this like big time, book on the Christian market. He's wearing his Red Wing boots, like a little bit lumberjacky. Yeah, Kansas Spurgeon Ballard could be like, and he would have the super hot wife, and it'd be sort of like the lifestyle couple. You know what I mean? like be like us. This is what you aspire to, kind of thing. Or is
this? I mean, to be fair, why is this? I mean, with the name like Kansas, I believe Kansas is a gender ambiguous name.
It sure is.
Could
Piper.
this be the rising female theologian?
Whoa,
the one we've all been waiting for,
Piper,
because we've used up all the token female theologians.
She's a graduate of JWA, the Jen Wilkin Academy. So maybe that first graduating class from JWA. I can see it.
JWA's a great school, baby. I mean, I know we poke fun, but it's a great school.
Baby, it's a really good school. Really, really good school. Where is JWA located?
Okay, so Texas.
There you go.
Hey, so here's a name that I think is legit. Okay, I think
lay it on.
For all the ha-ha, putting all the ha-ha aside, I think this one literally sounds like half the people I know who have kids under the age of 2 right now. And it's McCormack Athanasius Dunham.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's legit, man.
I think there are 3 of those who go to church with me.
Exactly. Of course there is.
Dude, they got to use 2 like name tags in the nursery. They got to print 2 of them because they're so long.
Dude, McCormack Athanasius Dunham is literally. I mean that. Like when a dude comes to me that's like their first morning at church, I'm like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's your son's name? And they say that name, I just don't even blink now.
Absolutely,
I'm like,
old hat.
Of course it is.
Old hat.
Yeah.
And when they want to feel like the kid is masculine, even though they're not going to let him play a sport and they're going to send him to classical school, they call him Mac. The dad's like, no, call him Mac. And the mom's like, no, call him McCormack Athanasius.
Well, then they try to find the right way to shorten Athanasius, and they're like, Fanny? That actually sounds like a weird undergarment. Like, you can't... That doesn't work.
Well, then they do things like so. Then when they try to explain the name, right? So they'll be like, so maybe you've heard of this book called The Road. You know what I mean? And you're like, no, I know exactly where you got the name, dude. It's cool. We don't have to go down that path.
The Road by McCormack McCarthy. I love it.
And I've heard of Athanasius. Like, it's cool, Piper, man. You don't got to get all into it.
Piper, what's your favorite
that the guy
of
sent
these?
in? Yeah, my favorite is the one where the guy sent in... so I was waiting for one of these, and it's a numbered street. Yeah. So it's 12th Owen Callison.
I love it.
Yeah. And I looked at that, and I was like, you know what? Somebody's going to name their kid 12th.
Like, he's the 12th kid in his Reformed family. That makes sense.
That's right. He's
right before mom died.
14 kids.
Yeah.
12th is cool. It sounds like a Kanye name. You know what I mean? I'm naming my son 12.
Yeah, Kanye would name his kid 12. Or is this like an ode to the papacy, where it's like Owen the 12th?
Whoa,
Pope Owen the 12th, and so it's sort of
high church. That's big now.
To this whole
Pipe, you just went next level with that, man. With that thought.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, when I did my, so what was I? It was Elliot Bonhoeffer Piper, if I recall correctly.
Strong.
I was saved because I spent my entire life living on 11th Avenue, except for the first 3 months of my life. And since the rule was the first street you ever lived on, I got saved. Otherwise, I would have been 11th Bonhoeffer Piper, which isn't nearly as cool as Elliot.
Oh, Piper, you're saved, dude. You're saved, all right. You are saved.
Thank God the Pipers lived on Elliott Avenue for a few months.
My God. That's all I've ever thought, man. That's all I've ever thought, coming here from Ecclestone, Peterson, Martin.
Dude, that's strong, too.
Which is
Martin.
an absolute winner.
Yeah. EPM, man. Yes. What was yours, baby? What was it again?
Baby, mine was, let's see, Greenwood, Grudem, Cluck, Gigi. So, Gigi.
Yeah,
Cluck.
Greenwood is ridiculous.
Greenwood, Grudem, Cluck. I mean, I think you take the podcast title hands down in terms of the 3 of us.
It's
Greenwood.
Not bad.
I love Greenwood.
It's not bad, yeah. And I
only know 4 Greenwoods at my church right now.
Yeah, and then there's the Lee Greenwood, probably goes to your church. Then there's the potential for shortening, Gigi. And we didn't we get a text along those lines, Piper, from one of our listeners?
Because we talked about how Gigi was like a grandma's name, and one of our humorous listeners sent in something and said, actually, Gigi would be like the sassy grandma. And then they sent a picture of, I want to say it was the lady from John and Kate Plus 8. You remember that show from several years ago? Where she had the mom haircut where it's like short in the back and kind of gets longer in the front. And she's like, and this is what Ted's hair would look like if he was a Gigi. And it was a pretty picture perfect tweet.
Dude, that's so true. Yeah, Christy Yankee, tip of the cap to that picture. And that's actually what my hair looked like in the 90s. So, it's not hard for me to...
As you were growing it to its current luxurious length.
Exactly. It's not hard for me to envision what what that might look like in a grandma context. But boys, we need to get going because we have some serious writing on glass to do. We have some serious goal setting to do as we look forward to 20.
You have an appointment with somebody that was scheduled on the spreadsheet on their end that you have to get to.
I do, man. So lots of urgent things, pressing things, and we're gonna get to that and many other things as we look ahead to growing our empires, our coffee empires. Hopefully, my minor league baseball empire. And for you guys, fiction writing, man. I feel like 2019 is going to be the year of the novel for you boys. So I look forward to seeing what gets produced. Now, are you going to be one of those like obnoxious NaNoWriMo, like posting your word count every day during the month of November? Is that going to be like part of the persona, fiction-wise?
Well, isn't that the only way to write a novel?
Absolutely.
I didn't know you could do it any other way.
You can't do it in solitude.
Stephen King do that with all of his?
Yeah, don't do it in solitude. No one's ever done that.
I was under the impression that, like, I don't know, J.K. Rowling was posting daily word count updates throughout, the entirety of the 90s as she wrote Harry Potter.
Well,
so
if she didn't, it was a missed opportunity.
I take my inspiration from that, so buckle up, listeners. Here we go. Daily word counts for the entirety of 2019.
Dude, I love it. Is that the literary equivalent of, like, one of those CrossFit weirdos, like, posting their workout routines every day? I think it is.
It's like that, except even less secure.
Interesting. Yeah.
Because at least CrossFit, the one good thing about it is that it's communal. Like, you do it with other people, and so there's a level of, like, inspiration amongst friends there, I guess, if you want to find something good. Posting a word count there's no reason to do that. It's just stupid.
What?
Like, all you're doing is begging for compliments. Or, like, you can do it, buddies.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's just stupid. And begging for a compliment, which I feel like we're not exactly above doing that on this show. So if you
also begging for money, please donate your birthday to the Happy Rant.
Absolutely. And while we're begging for things, go to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. That's the only kind we're interested in. We have no use for your feedback. But if you want if you want to leave a 5-star, we would be more than happy to receive that just as we wind the year down. And I think that helps with rankings and getting us on the German podcast top 100 at some point in our future, which I guess is another goal. So I can write that on the glass too. But boys, we have done what we always do.
Whiteboard.
We have wandered to and fro, and until next time, Rachel the Held Evans.
The Happy Rant is brought to you by Resonate Recordings. If you go to resonaterecordings.com, you can see the full range of services they offer. So if you're considering starting a podcast, they are the ones we recommend going with. Again, go to resonaterecordings.com to see their prices, to connect with them and ask any questions, and to see what they can do to help you launch, edit, master, and improve your podcast. Again, go to resonaterecordings.com to see what they can do to help you launch and improve your podcast.